Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live stream. So this week, it's been pretty crazy, obviously in the world, but for me as well, getting used to the time adjustment. Coming home from work, I haven't been able to do any videos, so I figured, hey, why not let's do a live stream tonight? And there's been a lot of news about cannabis, regardless of what's going on with the election. Cannabis down ballot won everywhere. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit and the implications for hemp farming in certain states and the implications overall, what it kind of means, where the country's going. So if you are here, please hit the like button before we dive into some of this information. I'm going to leave the link in the live chat over there. And you guys can feel free to ask questions in the live chat. We'll go from there. So here is what I'm going to be reading off of. It's from Normal. They're a cannabis advocate group. Most of you guys probably know them. And they have a website with all the ballot initiatives that were passed. So that's what we're going to talk about. One of them in particular has a lot to do with hemp. So we're going to go over that one pretty soon. So first one on the docket was Arizona's Prop 207, passed with no resistance, and that was a really good thing to see. So now Arizona will have illegal cannabis for state regulation, taxation. It's going to be treated like everything else in Arizona. So that is really, really cool. The next one was Montana. Montana passed legal amounts of recreational, again, taxed and regulated. Another big win for cannabis. And this was a going trend. And then the next state that did it was New Jersey. Same thing. They tax, regulate, legalize. Awesome. But this is the one I really want to talk about, which is South Dakota. South Dakota passed Measure 26, and Measure 26 actually opens, not only does it open the state for all cannabis, it specifically says that the hemp has to have a regulatory body, that they are going to be doing something with hemp in the state of South Dakota. And that's really big. So they're pretty much saying they're going to have to draw up laws regarding hemp for the state of South Dakota. And South Dakota has been very hard to deal with when it comes to cannabis. So for those of you that are in South Dakota or ship products to South Dakota, this is big news. This is awesome that they were able to do sweeping legislation for not only all cannabis, but specifically hemp in regards to creating just a legal framework to grow it in South Dakota. So that was really big. And of course, we had legalization of all cannabis in South Dakota. There was two things to vote on, ballot initiatives that both passed with a little bit smaller margins in some other states. But they still did really, really well. And then Mississippi got on board with the medical cannabis. So another state that's been really difficult with hemp, now they're getting a little bit more lenient. So that's been really great to see. And of all the election stuff going on, it was really good to see that overwhelmingly the country has accepted cannabis. And I think that is a big, big step forward. I think that this really kind of sends the message to the federal level, like, look, none of y'all can win like this. And I think when you see that, it really kind of opens the door for the federal government to probably start looking into just blanket legalization, because now you're going to have over 25 states with either medical or recreational, and that's over 50%. And when something like that happens, it really kind of opens the door for the federal government to say, all right, we need to do something. So really, really good news. As far as the hemp front goes, Not much other than that one bill from South Dakota, which was really, really good to see. But as far as everything else goes, the hemp has been pretty status quo. Here in Virginia, we are back underneath our Virginia pilot program, and we'll probably be there. Well, we know we'll be there until September 30th. So that's really good to know, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's take a look at the live chat real quick. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and leave them over there. So I want to say hi to Greystone and James. I hope your harvest went really good. I know we've been back and forth with some emails. Playafly 276, how's it going? That's great, but Virginia is what we're all waiting on. Yeah, we are waiting on Virginia, James. I have heard rumblings that something is coming in January. I'm not sure what and how that framework is going to go. But I've heard some rumblings about legalization in Virginia through legislature. So we're not going to have to do a ballot initiative. I think they're going to work on a bill in Virginia to just pass it. So keep your eyes open for that. How much is a growing license in the legalized states? Good question, James. Most of those states allow personal grow. If you look at some of them, it even specifies on that link. I believe I saw one that said it was like 3 plants. I can't remember which exact state that was. It might have been Montana. No, it wasn't Montana. I don't remember, but I remember reading it earlier on. I probably should have made a note of which state it was that allowed the 3 plants. But it's one of those states in the link that allows it. So that's also really good. You see some home grow working in there too, which is really good to see. So that is cannabis winning on the ballot. Cannabis has won the election. There was not a single cannabis initiative that was voted down. I don't think you could say that 10 years ago. And it's really, really good to see. I think we're heading in the right direction, regardless of how hemp just keeps being this back and forth. That was really good to see. And I think other than these public comment periods that the USDA puts out for hemp, this sends a message loud and clear. It won hands down. So that was really, really good to see. I'm from Georgia. How far you think we're away? You know, I'm not familiar with any of the Georgia politics or the layout. You know, I know Florida has medical, and obviously North Carolina has hemp, and I think it's decriminalized in North Carolina. I don't know if they have medical. They might. So you guys are starting to get sandwiched, which always puts pressure on other states. I mean, for instance, New Jersey, they just passed legalized cannabis regulation taxation, and you've already seen the governor of New York say, well, we're probably going to do it too through legislation. A lot of times when states border each other, they're putting pressure on one another. So Georgia may be one of those peer pressured states, and it could even come from us here in Virginia. We'll kind of see how that plays out this January. So to answer your question, in short, I don't know when Georgia could see something. Hopefully soon. I'd like to see all 50 states do something very soon, and that means coming from DC. But don't know how long Georgia would take to do any type of cannabis reform. When it happens, though, it happens really quick. Like here in Virginia, it was like one of the first things that was done with our new legislature in January. Originally from Oregon, thinking about moving back just because of cannabis. I mean, that's a long way to move. I don't know why you would move, had moved to Georgia, but there's a lot of other friendly states nearby to Georgia where you don't have to drive as far away. I know here in Virginia, it's decriminalized, so it's not terrible. DC, now Mississippi is got something. So, there's definitely pressure coming from all angles, especially in the South in general. I think it's starting to creep down from the northern states. But that's a long way to go back to Oregon. But it makes it easier to work with in those friendlier states. That's for sure. So, it's tough call. So as far as all that goes, you guys ask questions. I'll try to answer them best I can. Let's talk about what is going on here at the farm now that we've kind of talked about all this cannabis news and the election. And you guys can still ask questions in the live stream and get me off track if you want. If you look at the article, you got a question, I can try to answer. But what's going on here at the farm? We are in November, early November. And as I said last week in the video, everything's we're in a downtime, which has been really, really nice. It's just been really nice. We've kind of went really hard at it for many, many weeks, and now we're just kind of taking it easy, which has really been a good thing on the farm. We are starting our indoor grow, so let's talk about that a little bit and what's unfolding with our indoor grows. And so this week you may see a video. We got an unboxing video coming from a company that we're working with. We got one from Mars Hydro. That will be a grow light. It's a really, really nice grow light. It's actually going to go in one of the grow tents we currently have. We're going to change out the light. And then one of the other things we're going to be unboxing is a new grow tent. And these are kind of things that you guys, if you're looking into growing something in the winter, keeping a hobby going, getting a couple plants, keeping our mother plants alive, that's what we use this stuff for. But the grow tent is coming from Spider Farmer, and we'll be doing an unboxing of that. So that kind of kicks off our winter videos and what we're going to be doing. So where does that take us? Well, it takes us into, we're going to have videos showing you how we're going to maintain those mother plants all winter long, how we keep them alive, what we do. And it's actually not as easy as a lot of people think. We've actually already been struggling a little bit. We've been able to fix some of the problems. But one of the things we've already run into is that the plants have eaten all the nutrients in the soil and they started starving themselves, and we weren't putting enough in. And so they started getting a little frail, so to speak. We brought them back now. We re-upped our coast of Maine soil. We put them in bigger pots, and they're doing really, really well. But they are hungry, and we're trying to keep up with them the best we can. The other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some seed experiments. I think after what I did this summer with the male and female plants in the grow tent, I'm really confident that I can show you guys what I did, and as a rookie, kind of with the whole seed breeding thing, and show you guys what I did. So I'm planning on trying to do something like that this winter. Now we're going to be using the Spider Farmer grow tent along with the Mars Hydro grow tent and light. And I think the Spider Farmer grow tent will have a Spider Farmer light in it also. And so it's really nice to be able to work with these companies, and they give us these products, and all they ask for is us to do videos we were going to do anyway. So really awesome that we're going to be able to bring you that content. And it hasn't really been a burden for us here on the farm. So that's been really cool. That's all recent, though. That's all really recent. Last year we did some unboxing for grow lights, but this year we're actually going to be doing full setups of indoor grows throughout the winter, mostly maintaining mother plants and working on a seed project. So that's kind of what's coming here on the farm. The grow area down where the plants were all summer long has been completely cleared out. There's nothing in it. So we'll probably do some stuff on what we're going to do to adjust the soil and walk through that a little bit over the winter. Right now it's kind of resting. I'll pull the mats. The goal is to pull the mats before Christmas to really let the soil breathe. So that's kind of where we are with the outdoor stuff. We're still processing orders retail wise, and we're still got some stuff in the drying shed. The weather in Virginia has been really tough this year as far as drying, but we're looking to get everything put into its containers here probably in about a week or so. My goal is before Thanksgiving that the drying shed is completely empty. But we'll see. That really is weather dependent. We got a little shot of cold weather, and cold weather, at least for here in Virginia, means drier air. We got a little shot of it last week, but it wasn't really enough to kind of put us over the edge. And then this week it's been kind of warm and a little humid. So we're hoping that we get some colder weather to really finish those flowers off in the drying shed. But I do see some stuff over here in the live streams. Let me get to you guys. James, just now learning to grow indoors. James, I'll tell you right now, it's a completely different challenge, and that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about this winter. It's a completely different challenge. It's more focused on nutrients, very heavily focused on nutrients, and something can go wrong very quickly, I feel like, indoors, whereas Mother Nature tends to do things really slow and you can catch it outdoors. Indoors, I feel like if you miss something, the plant could really go south really quick. And that's kind of what happened when I guess didn't know I was starving the plants. And next thing you know, I look at them and they're light green and they're not looking great. I was able to fix that, but you got to be really careful indoors. CJ, how's it going? Hey, man. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. James, great. I really need some detailed video because I'm full blind going into this winter. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider myself an expert as far as indoor growing, James. And like I said before, I'm confident this year. Last year, we did a lot of just maintaining mother plants. That's really all we did. And then I took this summer. I was kind of my side project. I didn't really video it because I didn't know where I was headed with it. When we did the seed breeding, we had the male and the female Biox and Biox berry. And that really kind of turned out way better than I thought it would. So that's why I'm kind of confident that I can show you some decent videos regarding some indoor grow and some seed breeding. But to be completely honest, I'm an outdoor grower. My green thumb is mostly for outdoor grows, but I'm going to give it my best shot this winter. And I'll be able to at least tell you how some of this equipment that we get to try out, how it works out. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've gotten lights before that I absolutely don't like. They sit in a storage bin. I give them away. It's just not something I like. And I'll tell you guys that. I mean, we've kind of settled in on two companies, Spider Farmer and Mars Hydro. I've had really, really good luck with both. Particularly the lights. The grow tents, I'm not sure. I've only had the Mars Hydro grow tent for a little while, and the Spider Farmer, we're just doing an unboxing now. But the Spider Farmer light that we've had has been our best light to keep our mother plants. So I'm really thinking that their grow tent's going to be halfway decent as well. Did you grow bud before you started hemp? It's a trick question, Greystone. That's a really trick question. The answer is maybe, and I potentially could have grown plants prior to growing hemp. Did I have exposure to it? Yes, but I won't know. I wouldn't go out on a limb and say that I wasn't growing it. Potentially, theoretically, use these loose end words as far as exposure to cannabis prior to my hemp experience. Okay, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was decriminalized where I grew up in Connecticut way back when. So, needless to say, there's been at least some exposure in my home state of Connecticut before I moved to Virginia. But yeah, I mean, it's really kind of exciting because the indoor grow, I've played around with it a long time ago with other plants, even just starting plants. But tomatoes for most part. But anyway, what I was getting at is, as far as like growing indoors, I'm really, really excited. This is going to be our first full year of really focusing on some indoor grow. Last year, like I said, just mother plant maintenance. And John, yeah, really, it is a good answer, right? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't want to pin myself down. Uh, but just working through some of the problems with growing indoors, some of the equipment there. I'll tell you, there's a lot more equipment for indoor growing than there really is for outdoor growing. I see more focused products for indoor. And we'll be bringing some of that stuff too. I've been in touch with some other companies that are interested, as our channel has kind of hit this weird threshold of getting right close to 10,000 subs. And I've been getting a lot of emails of companies reaching out. So instead of me reaching out to companies, I'm having to pick and choose who I want to work with. So I've been doing more research on exactly what these companies are pitching. And so some of it's good, some of it's not. You won't see it here on the channel. But I'm really interested to see the difference in some of the stuff that we have to use for indoor grow. And I'm really excited because I know that our coast of Maine soils are one of the best soils that people swear by for indoor grow. And we're going to have that. So I'm really, really excited. We're not going to do any type of soil wars in indoor grow. We're gonna work with some coast of Maine Stonington blend. That's what we just put our mother plants in. So really, really excited about that too. James, can you list some of the prices on some of the equipment for my budgeting reasons? My wife is the budgeting reason. Yeah, I mean, so some of the equipment, your grow tent, depending on size, is going to range. So, I think the Mars Hydro tent that we have is $100. And guys, here's the thing: a lot of times, now I'm not trying to promote anything, but a lot of times when I work with these companies, I request you guys get a discount code. We still work with Craft Buds. There's still a discount code on every video we've ever really made in a recent time that has that discount code. So these prices, you can usually save a little bit too. Just to let you know, I'm not promoting. I don't get any kickbacks, but a lot of times I negotiate a discount code for my subscribers because it's really easy. And a lot of times they tell me like, "Hey, we got this much from you guys. Hey, maybe would you want to do another video?" So it's also a good way for them to track the influence as well. But regardless, as far as grow tents go, they range about $100 to $160, really depending on your size. So that's probably one of the mid-range prices. Lights really vary. I mean, the light we just got from Mars Hydro is a very expensive light. It's something that I think more experienced indoor growers will be using. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to work with Mars Hydro. I believe it's called the SP3000. It's a really nice light. I don't know if I'd recommend starting off with that. The Spider Farmer that I have and the Mars Hydro basic light that I have, I think it's the TS1000 and the SP1000 from Spider Farmer. Both of those are about $150. Now you're talking $350 maybe. You got to have a fan in there. Yeah, it's like $25, maybe a little less. And then you've got to have some sort of pot to put it in. I use root pouch or smart pots. You don't have to use those, but I like the fabric pots for the indoor grow as well. So that kind of gives you an idea, James. And I'll talk about maybe the prices in those specific videos. And you have my email, so you guys have any specific question about a product you see, I'll give you a straight up answer. But we're also trying stuff out for the first time too. Let's see. Greystone. I sharpened my teeth indoors in the 90s, moved outdoor about 5 years ago. Yeah, I find that the outdoor grow, it's not easier. it's harder in other ways than indoor grow, because like a harvest for an indoor grow is completely different than a harvest for an outdoor grow. But the plant maintenance is completely different outdoor than indoor. And I think that's where your work comes in. Your work really comes in on that plant maintenance for the indoor grow. Whereas outdoor, we just we're dealing with some heat, we're dealing with some rain. When the flower season comes, there's only so much you can do. You got bugs. You don't really get a ton of bugs in the indoor grow, and a lot of times you can remedy it fairly quickly. Whereas outdoors, you're trying to manage it. You really can't remedy it. So it's not a lot carries over, if that makes sense. Like, it's the same plant, but a lot of the skills don't always overlap. But yeah, as far as moving outdoor 5 years ago, that I would guess that's easier. I feel like going from the indoor to the outdoor is easier than outdoor going to indoor. At least that's my take on it. At least that's how I've felt, because I feel like it's been really difficult for me to adjust coming back inside. James, this is my first year for both. Yeah, I mean, like I said, last year we kind of cut our teeth on it, but we, just maintained mother plants. So it's been a little change this year, and I'm really excited to do that. John, how about some more magic butter videos? Yeah, I'm going to do more magic butter videos. In fact, one of the things I've been getting bombarded with is more cooking videos. A lot of people want to see CBD oil made with a crock pot. A lot of people want to see CBD oil made with, what is that, the Instapot. And we're working with that. We also have been in contact just recently with a company very similar to Magical Butter. I got nothing against Magical Butter. This company is more of a niche company when it comes to what they do, but it's kind of similar in a way. But yes, there will be more Magical Butter videos coming. That is definitely a wintertime staple. I love being in the kitchen. So John, yes, we will be doing some Magical Butter stuff. And I've been improving recipes throughout the summer. I've always make stuff for myself during the summer. Family and friends, they come to vacation. I'm always making stuff and tweaking recipes. So I'm so happy to share a lot of that stuff with you over the winter. That's really when we have time to really get into the kitchen and work with what you grew all summer. So yeah, we will be doing that. Greystone says outdoor has bugs. Yeah, outdoor has a lot of bugs, and I don't really find that to be a problem indoor. Every now and then I get these like fruit flies with the indoor plants, but you can remedy that with some Dr. Zymes, pretty easy, not a big deal. The one thing I will say about indoor grow is that the plants tend to be just more sensitive. Like, if something goes awry, they just seem to really catch it really quick. Whereas outdoor, it just doesn't seem to be as spontaneous. And so that's something I've really got to get used to. I've really got to be on the ball with these indoor plants. And this time of year in Virginia, it's still kind of warm outside. So I get to cheat a little bit and bring them outside during the day if I have time, and let them soak up some natural sun. I'll shut off the lights in the tent, and I'll bring them back in the evening and keep them under the lights, because you can't just leave them outside. Obviously, they'll flower, but that is kind of nice in the hard winter, like January and February here in Virginia. I don't get to really do that. So right now I'm kind of cheating when it comes to indoor growing. Let's see. I use neem oil, no bugs. Don't have 2 to 5 plants going at a time. Yeah, neem oil. I've worked with it a little bit, but I've never done it on the large scale outdoor grow. I know a lot of people swear by it. It's just not something I've bought in mass quantities. And now with the Virginia regulations, they just put a lot of gray area in there. So we used Azamax this year. I know a lot of people have issues with Azamax or just using pesticides or anything like that in nature. But if you don't use it, you end up with no product, because everything is caterpillar poop and mold. So you've got to pick the lesser of the two evils, and that's just the way we do it. We don't spray Azamax before we harvest. We don't do that. We take a minimum of 3 days, but honestly, most of our harvest is 5 days after any type of spray. And this year, we didn't even really spray before we harvested. We had a lot less caterpillar problems this year than we had in the past, and I really attribute that to the lobster meal that we use outside. And that has chitin in it. So I've gotten that word right, chitin. It's like CHETAN or something. It's found in lobster shells. And I really attribute a lot of our success this year with the bugs to Coast of Maine's lobster meal. So that's basically what we're up to, guys. You know, we're going to transition to this indoor grow. We're going to do some unboxing videos. We're going to be in the kitchen. It's going to be a little different over the winter, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along with me, especially on the indoor grow adventure, because I'm going to be messing up, and hopefully I mess up so you guys don't mess up. This stuff found at Tractor Supply or something. You're talking about Azamax, James? So Azamax you can find on Amazon. And for the state of Virginia, it gave us a list of all the products we could use. Azamax was one of them. I just Googled where I could buy Azamax, and I found it on Amazon. But yeah, they gave us a list of what we could and couldn't use. But neem oil is good too. I mean, it just wasn't on the list, so I tried to really stick to the list this year. Let's see. Sounds like for the 2021 season, all you need to do is submit a planting report and location where you'll be growing and storing the hemp. Yeah, I mean, Dylan, in regards to your question, yes. If you're talking about Virginia, that's how it's been for the last. Well, that'll be the third year that we'll be doing it. You submit a planting report along with a projected harvest date. You also submit a propagation report. It's a little different than your planting report. And then you'll be growing hemp, and then where you're storing it. Yes, so that's all a part of an initial report. And then you have to file the propagation report. I think it's before July 31st. And if you didn't grow, you still have to submit one. Again, I'm a little foggy because I haven't done it since I think May of this year. But yeah, it's going to be the same as previous years for this year. Let's see. My brother and I are starting a smartphone family farm. That's awesome, man! Congratulations for starting your grow, and it's tough. You'll enjoy it. My best advice is to start small and learn how to grow the plant. Don't jump in head first. I've seen too many people run into too many problems, but that's just my advice. That's kind of what we do here. Go back and look at 2019's video, and I'll be making a playlist of our 2020 grow season really soon. I've just been so busy outside of the farm that I haven't been able to kind of organize things. I'm going to really try to come back home here and get some stuff gelled up here in the next few weeks as things really start slowing down for me. Do you put neem oil directly on the plants or on the root? When I use neem oil, I was putting it in a spray, and you just lightly spray around, not really targeting any specific area. At least that's what I did. I like I said, I don't have a ton of experience with neem oil, very minimal, but I'm sure they have directions on whatever bottle of neem oil you buy. Probably a dilution system where you can put it in a sprayer, and they have different ratios of that dilution. That's pretty basic stuff with neem oil. It's all organic. Done just a small business until we can ramp up, starting very small in greenhouse, 20, 30, 50 plants. Perfect. 30 to 50 plants is perfect. Our first year, we did right around 100 plants, way too much for me to handle. It was this year we cut back. We did 52 plants this year. That was our number, and way better. Had a much more enjoyable experience this year. With the 30 to 50 plants, my advice: try as many genetics as you can. Do not put all your eggs in one basket when doing your 30 to 50 plants. Any natural pesticides I could use outdoor? It really depends on, you're talking about natural pesticides. It really depends on what you're looking for. Dr. Zymes has been a great organic overall pesticide, fungicide. I really love using them. For my mother plants, that's what I use to maintain them during the winter. I always spray them down with Dr. Zymes, keeps the mold at bay, keeps anything going on in there pretty much at bay. So to answer your question, I recommend Dr. Zymes. There's plenty of other stuff on the market, but I've had firsthand experience with Dr. Zymes. I've really enjoyed the results. And last year we sprayed our outdoor plants with Dr. Zymes and had pretty good results. We never had any type of issue other than caterpillars, which is a completely different pesticide, which is BT. We did really well with BT last year. But Azamax is organic, but it's more of a commercial farming stuff. It's got a small operation, 6 to 10 plants at a time. Well, if you're only doing 6 to 10 plants, John, Dr. Zymes is perfect for you. They sell it in small bottles, and it works really, really well if you're looking for an all-around pesticide. For some people won't want your hemp if you've used it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't. To answer your question, John, I don't use neem oil because it's not on our list for Virginia. And I would do any research when it comes to pesticides, guys. You really need to do your research. You need to know if you're state regulated, then you need to know what exactly you're allowed to use. We couldn't use what we used last year because it wasn't on the list. And this list is very important. I keep referring to it, but it really is important when it comes to what you can and cannot use on hemp. Regardless of how I feel about that list, that's what we have to do. We got to follow the rules. I don't necessarily have to agree with them, but I have to follow them. John, I love your channel. Thank you, John. And yeah, look at Dr. Zymes. Like I said, I can throw my word behind Dr. Zymes because I've used it. I don't have much experience with neem oil, but I do with Dr. Zymes, and I can without a doubt tell you that it is a great product. Absolute great product. We actually bought ours from Soil King. He's out in California. I don't know where you're located, John, but Soil King out in California. He sells Dr. Zymes. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon as well. But we worked with Soil King last year a lot more. That's how we were able to get in touch with Trim Bag, and it's a great relationship. I haven't been able to keep in touch in recent time just because we've been so busy and life has just been crazy busy. And it's 2020, so everything just happens. BT is better, we're organically certified, and allowed us to use it as well. Yeah, BT was the product of choice last year when dealing with the caterpillars, John. This year, we just weren't allowed to use it. The state of Virginia did not put it on a list, which really kind of irked me in a way. I wasn't too thrilled that BT wasn't on there, and we had to use Azamax. But luckily this year, the caterpillars, whether it was Azamax, the lobster shells, the caterpillars were way down. And we used lobster meal last year, so not nearly as much. We didn't use 80 pounds of lobster meal in 2019. This 2020, we had 80 pounds of lobster meal, and it really, really made a difference, I think, in our grow. And that's an organic way to get rid of pests too, is that element in lobster meal is called chitin. And it's not spelled how it sounds. It's like CHATIN. I can't remember the spelling. It's a really weird word, but that's what keeps the bugs at bay from lobster meal. And we'll probably be putting more in this winter once we get our soil tested and we know what we need to be putting back in there that the plant's consumed. John, man, I live in Pennsylvania, so things are super outdated. All right, well, yeah, I don't know, Pennsylvania. I've heard some weird stuff about Pennsylvania, especially in regards to hemp. They have like outlawed strains. I don't know if there's any validity to that. Those are valid claims, but from my understanding, like one of our strains, auto sweetened, is not allowed in the state of Pennsylvania, which I think is really weird. So yeah, I don't know. What do we got over here? Check out. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. There was something came up in the live stream. Yeah. So to answer, I have no idea about Pennsylvania. They do seem very outdated. Like I said, I don't know how valid that claim is, but if they're outlawing strains, that is really, really weird. Really, really weird. I haven't been able to confirm that myself. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're up to for the winter time. What we plan on doing, how we plan on doing some videos this winter. We'll probably have more unboxing videos as the winter progresses. But the Mars Hydro and the Spider Farmer are the two that are coming up if you're just joining us. And we put the link in that cannabis has really expanded in the 2020 election year, and I'm really, really excited to see what message is received for going. I think, what did they go, 6 for 6 on ballot initiatives? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6 ballot initiatives for legalized cannabis, and every single one of them passed. That should send a really good message. Now, I think that sends a louder message than the comment periods for the USTA. I really, really do. But if you guys don't really have any other questions, I'm going to probably try to wrap this up for the evening. And I really do appreciate all y'all stopping by. If you guys want to support our farm or anything like that, I put all the links in the description below for hemp flower and seeds. If you guys are growing indoors, not that we're a seed breeder, but they are available there. Dylan, thank you for stopping by. John, thanks for stopping by. Both Johns, thanks for stopping by. Greystone, as always, great to have you here in the live chat as well. James, thanks for stopping by. I'm sure I'll be hearing from you in an email. We'll be back and forth. If you all have any questions about some of the indoor grow stuff, just shoot me an email or put a comment on the next video or something. I'll try to get you guys the information that I have and what we're using. But those are the videos you guys can look forward to going forward. And of course, we'll do some more live streams in the winter because we have more time on our hands, and it gets dark early now, which just drives me nuts. But I hope you all have a great night. I think I'm going to wrap this up. Again, if you guys have questions, always email me or find me on Facebook and Instagram. I've been getting better at responding quicker now that things are a little slower. And again, John, thank you for stopping by. Pandemic Greenhouse, thank you for stopping by. Daniel, thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys for all joining the live stream and asking questions and following and subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate it, guys, and I'm really excited to see what is in store for this winter and doing some indoor grows. So that is it. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you in another video or live stream. Take care.